Hi friends, Krista here. Thanks for stopping by Books and Jams. Today we are going to be talking about my reading goals for 2024 and looking back at how I did on my reading goals for 2023. So I have, for the last few years, had a very small list of reading goals. I like having just a few things to focus on, and I haven't yet created my new page in my journal for my goals, but I have them written out, and as of right now, I only have 6. I will still probably track a couple other things, but we will talk about it as we get going. First of all, let's look at my 2023 reading goals and see how I did. My first goal here is to get my NetGalley above 70%. That was kind of a ridiculous goal. It was a shoot for the moon type of a goal. I did not even remotely get close. I think I'm ending the year with a feedback ratio of 38%. It went down. I think I started the year with 46 or something. Yeah, at the end of 2022, I ended with 48 and I'm ending 2023 with a 38. Yikes, that's not very good. But I do have a couple books on there that I've read. I just haven't written reviews for, so that will go up to 41 probably. So that was an incomplete goal. But the next one, number 2, was to finish 6 series. So because I have a spreadsheet and use a different color for every year, all the blue are books that I read in 2022, and I have sorted it by books that I have left in the series that are currently out and I could read. And so all the zeros I've put up at the top. And that means that in 2022, I completed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, completed or got caught up in 9 series. That's more than 6. And that means that goal is complete. Here are the series that I have completed. Winter House by Ben Gooderson. I finished the 3rd book this year, Winter House Mysteries. Small Spaces by Catherine Arden. I read all 4 books in 2023 to complete that series. Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. It was only a duology, but I did read Muse of Nightmares and completed it. The Vanderbeekers by Karina Yan Glaser has 7 books, and I read book 6 and book 7 in 2023. And The Gaither Sisters is a trilogy that starts with One Crazy Summer. It's a middle grade trilogy. I read all 3 of them in 2023. Keeper of the Lost Cities, I got caught up and read Flashback, Legacy, Unlocked, and Stellar Loon, 4 of those in 2023. When in Rome by Sarah Adams is a duology. When in Rome and Practice Makes Perfect. I read both of them. It Happened in Nashville is another duology by Sarah Adams. I read The Off Limits Rule and Temporary Roomie to complete that duology. And then The Dalton Family by Sarah Adams. I read To Con a Gentleman and To Catch a Suitor. So I read that duology. So the Sarah Adams ones really are the extra, but the 6 other ones, I mean, those, yeah, I feel like duologies count. They're not a huge series, but they're still a series. And I completed 9 in total. So pat myself on the back for that one. My next goal last year was to read 75 short stories. And this was a ridiculous goal. Number 1, because I don't usually read a lot of short stories. And so to pick a random 75, it felt like a doable thing at the beginning of the year, and it just wasn't. And I don't like the way that I created this thing to track it because I don't know what those represent. So I don't have a list of them, which means I don't remember if I tracked them or not. So I have 22 crossed off. We're just going to say that I didn't complete that goal because I don't know if 22 is completely accurate, but I definitely did not get to 75. Number 4, my goal was to read from 10 countries, and I did do that. And actually on the reading tracker that I use from Currently Reading's Bookish Friends Patreon group, I have a total of 14 outside of the US, so 15 altogether. So I did that. I wanted to read from 10 countries. I have Australia, Canada, Congo, France, Germany, Israel, Japan, Pakistan, Portugal, Somalia, Syria, Ukraine, the UK, and Vietnam. I love that. I love that for me. I feel like that's really good to have 14 different countries outside of the US that I read from. Check. Mission accomplished. Another mission accomplished is number 5, to read 10 Book of the Month books. I'm pretty sure I read more than that. Oh, I can tell you because I have a tracker for that too. So it looks like I read 11 Book of the Month in 2023. And I also unhauled a couple, which I think is great. I read 11 and unhauled 5. That's pretty good. Mission accomplished. Goal accomplished. Then number 6, I wanted to read 12 Christmas books. I think I only have 3 marked off on here. Let me double check if that's true. It looks like I have 4 actually. So I missed one. So I read Butterfly Yellow, Fish in a Tree, Project 1065, and Beyond That, the Sea. So I did read 4, but that's not 10 or that's not 12. That's only a third of the goal, which was 12. Yikes. And then my final goal last year was to read 12 Newbery books, and I only read 7, which is a little more than half. If I had just done one more Newbery weekend, I could have probably completed that goal, but I didn't. So 1, 2, 3 goals. 3 goals completed and 4 goals not out of 7. Not horrible, but again, reading goals for me are just for fun. Like, it doesn't matter. There's no skin in the game. There's no consequences. There's no punishment for not completing those goals. It's just a fun way, ultimately, for me to read from my shelves. All of the goals I choose usually are in order to help me read books that are on my shelves. So, mission accomplished. I've been doing that. I will get to a stats video shortly where I run through like how much, what percentage of my reading was for my shelves and how many books, and all of those details will be coming in a different video. But for the rest of this video, let's talk about my goals for 2024. I have just 6 of them, but one of them is multiple. You'll see it in a second. So the first one is just, I'm going back. When it comes to NetGalley, I just want to increase my score. So once I write those, I think I have 3 or 4 reviews. Once I write those and find out what my starting percentage is, the goal is just to increase it by the end of the year. And I'm hopeful that with my new TBR game and NetGalley being one of the categories, I'm hopeful that I will make better, more intentional progress in my NetGalley feedback ratio this year. I usually just put anticipated reads on there, but every once in a while I go in and request other things as well. I'm not going crazy with my requesting, but I am adding about 10 or 12 requests a quarter, and that just adds up if I get approved for them. So I need to hopefully be reading almost an equivalent of that to get caught up. We'll see. But so that's number 1, increase your NetGalley percentage. Number 2 is to read 20 series books. I kind of have flip-flopped. I think in 2022, this was my goal, to read 20. And I like that. Yeah, read 20 series. So it's not as much about finishing series, but continuing to make progress in series. And I want to try to read 20 books that are a part of a series this year, whether that's a series I've already started or if that's starting a new series. I don't really care. I want to read 20 books that are a part of series. And that's a category on my new TBR game as well. So that shouldn't be too tricky unless I don't roll that number. Number 3 is a goal that I've had, like, I feel like since I became a member of Book of the Month, and I just want to read 12 Book of the Month. It might be a little bit of a push because I did have 10 as my goal as last year, and I'm upping that to 12. But again, Book of the Month is one of my options on my TBR game. So hopefully I'll be getting to more Book of the Month. I have a ton on my recommendations cart. I'm just pushing myself just a tiny bit in that area and wanting to read 12 instead of 10. I think I can do it. And maybe I'll count unhaul. Like if I end up DNFing one or unhauling it, I could count that towards the 12. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it all shakes out. I'm keeping the goal of reading 12 Christmas books because I really do want to be reading the books that the girls gave me. And I think I can. I'm excited about so many of them. And again, it's a category on my flip and roll TBR game. So I should make some better intentional progress with that this year as well. The next 2 goals are a little bit different. The first one is just challenges, to participate in challenges. For the last few years, I have done an A to Z challenge and the Buzzword reading challenge, and Chantel reads all day her Read Your Bookshelves challenge. And I'm not sure, I'll probably still put a page in here for the A to Z challenge. It's just fun to see. This year I did everything except Z, but I haven't looked through the books I read at the end of the year to see if there's any book with a Z in the title anywhere. I would count it if there was, but so I did everything except Z. I did the Buzzword reading challenge, but I don't really pay attention to this. I kind of look at it after the fact and see what can fill in. So it's not super motivating to me. It's just kind of fun to see. So I'll probably do the same. I do the same thing with the A to Z challenge. I'm not intentional about either one of these. They're just fun to see. So I'll probably do them again, but in the same manner, just for funsies, like not intentionally. And then Chantel's challenge I really enjoyed, but fell off the bandwagon at the end of the year. And she's set her challenge up very differently for 2024. And I don't think I'm going to participate in it because I have two other things that I'm going to do. And one of them is the 52 book challenge, 52 book club 2024 reading challenge, which I learned is like on Facebook and Goodreads and Storygraph and has a YouTube channel and all of the things. And I did not realize that. So when I received this as a gift from one of my patrons and friends, Kim, I did not know how big it was. And then I keep hearing other people talking about it. And I'm like, oh my word, how fun. So I'm going to try to participate in this year. And this challenge has 52 prompts to read throughout the year. I will probably approach it with a little bit of intention, but also kind of let me see what I've already read and see if it fits any of these prompts. So a little combination of those and see if I can hit all 52 of them by the end of the year. I'm not particularly going to, like, it's week 1, I'm going to do a locked room mystery. It's week 2, I'm not going to do it week by week, but I will probably check in with this with my patrons. So if you're a patron, you'll get updates about this challenge. This journal that they created is also pretty fun. It has a few other things in it as well, which I really enjoy. So I'm going to have fun with this in 2024. And also Keisha from A Book Like You gifted me this for my birthday from my wish list, the Ultimate Reading Challenge. This one has 25 prompts on each little pocket. And then within a pocket is a little prize that you get to pull out when you complete that prompt. And I have not done this at all. I don't know why I haven't started it yet, but I'm going to be doing it for the year and hopefully getting all of them completed by the end of the year. There are some easy ones, like ask a family member what book has made an impression on them and then find and read that book. Like, how fun is that? So you will probably see this in a few vlogs, but I'm looking forward to doing that. Actually, I think I will try to do this in weekend reading vlogs, and then patrons, I'll do this one with you guys. So I'm just really excited to see what all the little goodies are and to challenge my reading in some different ways this year and use some of the products that have been so kindly gifted to me. So those are going to be my two main challenges that I want to focus on, as well as like A to Z and the buzzword challenge. But those 4, and the other challenge that I'm going to do, I just saw Tia from Genres and Journals, I think, on Instagram. She has been posting some of her reading journal setup, and I just saw her do a page for the Book of the Month challenges. And I totally forgot this year that Book of the Month puts out yearly challenges as well. And I did them for a few years and I just totally forgot about them in 2023. So I'm going to basically take Tia's page that she created and put that in my journal as well and try to do the Book of the Month challenges. So that's 5 challenges: the Ultimate Reading Challenge, 52 Book Club, Book of the Month, Buzzword, and A to Z. That's plenty. And again, they're just for fun. If I don't complete them, that's okay. But I would like to kind of focus on them this year as something for a little different twist on my reading. And then for number 6, I have slow down the book buying. And that is going to be a tricky thing to monitor and see if I'm actually slowing down, because I don't typically track what comes in like each month. I know like Chloe from Always Booked has been doing in and out videos where she puts at the end of the month, she has a video of what's come in that month and what's going out that month and seeing if it kind of evens out. I know Doris from Aldi Books used to do the same thing. So I'm not sure how exactly I'm going to track that. I just said in parentheses, track monthly in and out. So I'm going to try to figure out a system that will work for me, that I can know how many books have come in during the year. And then maybe a spreadsheet. I'm the queen of spreadsheets, so maybe I'll just make a spreadsheet for hauled books in 2024. That might be good. And then how many I'm actually reading and see if those even out, but also just for 2025, then I'll have a list and I can continue to make that hopefully smaller. I'm not putting myself on a book buying ban. I'm not like ultimately saying no book buying at all. Or stop gifting me books, because that's always fun and I love that. I think I've been doing really good over the last few years actually reading from my shelf with a pretty high percentage, but I would like to see that owned TBR fiction number, all the numbers on Goodreads go down a little bit because I'm not bringing in more than what I'm actually able to read and all that jazz. So I'm going to start tracking that. It's just a goal to start tracking it and see how that goes and to kind of slow down, not go crazy on Pango and library sales and all that jazz. I mean, they're fun, so I'm still going to go to them, but try to rein it in a little bit and see how that works for me. That is it. I would love to hear from you down below. Are you somebody who is like, nope, no goals for me, thanks? Or are you somebody who's like, yes, give me all the goals. I want all the challenges. I want to see what I can accomplish in my reading. Again, all of mine are mainly focused on trying to read down my shelves. And I also keep in mind that I hold them very loosely, and it doesn't matter if I give up on them, if I don't think about them, if I don't track them, it's okay because it's reading and it's fun. It should be fun. And the goals are fun for me, but I know they're not for everybody. So if they're not for you, you're still welcome here. And I hope you enjoyed watching this video, whether you like goals or not. But I would love to chat with you about your view on goals and any reading goals that you might have for the new year. And I look forward to talking with you in another video very soon. Bye.